Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
Barney, we're having the best time. We're going to hockey games every night. They're treating us like gold. It's an absolute dream. Can you please take me through the last 10 days of your life as it relates to Sean Avery? What is up?
Yeah, I was pretty happy doing the Rod Pedersen Show once in a while, doing my Bet99 stuff, taking care of my kids. And then this idiot has to sign with the Orlando Solar Bears. And I was very, very, like I said, happy in retirement. I'm very comfortable in my own skin and how I left it and where I am, and certainly not ready to go back and play professional hockey in any capacity. But my despair, my hatred for Sean Avery got the best of me. And when I saw that he signed in Orlando, it was a chance to finally get what I really wanted. I've challenged him to a boxing match before on Rough and Rowdy with Barstool Sports. He has declined. He's called me fat, a swollen sponge, and I thought this was a chance that he wouldn't be able to avoid me. I signed with a team in that division. Unfortunately, it did not come to fruition as he was cut a couple days in, probably because George Laraque said he was going to come back and beat the crap out of him too, but it would have been fun. I can promise you that.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
I've been saying it on TV, and where I am on this situation is, hey, baseball, I don't care. Get to me when it's over. I think it's garbage from both sides. I really don't care. Just play baseball. You have enough money. There's enough money to go around. How much money can the owners want? How much money can the players want? Figure it out. Go to an independent arbitrator and get back to me. Enough of this collective bargaining garbage. Yeah, I don't care. I just want to see baseball. And they're all rich anyway, so come on.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hello, Canada. Welcome to the RP Show. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to March. A very important day for us and you. And I think we're on. Are we live? Are we good? Do you got me back there? Okay, sorry. Something just happened back here. What a day! We're off and running. Thanks for being patient, everybody. And as we bring in Darren Moose DuPont, we'll tell you that something happened. I don't know what. We're 3 minutes late going to air, so apologies to those watching on Game Plus TV, YouTube, or whatever is your favorite platform to watch the RP Show. How do you like us so far? What's up, Moose?
Yeah, how about that? It's just like we just lost our feed,
3 minutes.
Way less than 3 minutes before we went to air. It was rolling.
Yeah. So anyways, coming up on today's show, it's going to be fantastic. Winnipeg ICE forward Zach Benson is going to be joining us from the Manitoba capital. I think they're home. They were on the road forever. He's a Chilliwack, BC kid playing for the ICE. He's a big fan of this show, and coincidentally, we're big fans of him. And I think it's going to be a fun WHL chat with Zach Benson. And then Don Andrews, the voice of Pallas Athena Fight Club, is going to be joining us. And he's the voice of a lot of things, including the Vancouver Warriors NLL team. Pallas Athena is obviously a lot of things out in Vancouver. I think he might have a take on the Canucks game last night.
Probably.
I would think anybody in Vancouver does. So the ship has left the harbor. We're good. And can you please hit the Quick Six show horn, Director Jordan, please? And thank you. All right. Everybody, let's woo-sa. Don't like when we, things don't go smoothly. Because for the most part, things have been going very smoothly this week.
Very.
Coming out of just a wild weekend, it's been awesome. And then this. And we still don't quite know what happened. But anyways, we're on the air and we're good. So my Canadian Press News wire is still down. It's the backbone of what we do here. So I'm going to skeet shoot here, Moose, with some. We're going to break with tradition with a quick six and just kind of go all over the place. We kind of did that yesterday.
Sure.
And it worked.
Of course.
With the Ovi thing.
Yeah.
Rasmus Sandin scored the go-ahead goal with 3:23 to go, and the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Washington Capitals 5-3 Monday night. Michael Bunting, William Nylander, and Justin Hall all scored in the first period for Toronto. Pierre Engvall added an empty netter with 1:01 to go to seal Washington's 10th loss in their past 13 home games. And because of all of our Eastern viewers and Leafs fans out here in the West, I don't mind at all spending a minute on that game. Now, I'm not watching the Leafs real closely because they're not my team. I bang on them only because of you and Clark. That's it. If the Leafs won the Stanley Cup this year, I'd be as happy as anybody. I'm not joking. Like, it's time for some Canadian team to win.
Right.
And I noticed I watched SportsCenter 4 times today. Just had it on in the background in the gym and in my room. When 6 minutes are devoted to the Leafs to open SportsCenter, you sense that something's coming.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, you do a little bit. And, they're probably Canada's best chance shot right now. I mean, Calgary is up there. I mean, if Edmonton gets rolling, they could be too. But I think they're probably the best shot to win right now in Canada. There's a lot of pressure on them too, and so you kind of put them under the microscope because it's been so long. They've got such a high payroll. The expectations are sky high, so it's easy to have them under the microscope.
Might have been a tremendous poll question. Who's Canada's best hope to win a Stanley Cup?
Yeah.
Because I would probably at this point favor the Calgary Flames, and it's not just because I'm here. They've got better goaltending, but a fun discussion.
Very.
Just checking into the chat from everybody here. BW watching on YouTube says it's snowing in northern Alberta. Good morning. Did you open your curtains this morning? Woo! You can't even see across the parking lot of the Grey Eagle.
I know.
Can't see across the parking lot.
And as I'm walking in here, the skies are party now. Blue skies are coming out. And Brandon said it's actually supposed to be a pretty warm day, but it didn't start out that way.
Yeah, well, it started out with a storm. Yeah, I'll get back on point here. Just checking some of the comments, but we got to stay on point. So that's with the Leafs. It just looks like they got something going on. The only bad thing about if the Leafs make a long run in the Stanley Cup playoffs, I would really miss Don Cherry in Coach's Corner. Yeah. They just seem to really go together.
Don't they?
The Leafs in the playoffs and Coach's Corner with Don Cherry. But no, Sportsnet had other ideas. A 3-goal first period staked an early lead to the New Jersey Devils in a 7-2 rout of the Vancouver Canucks. Tanner Pearson and Vasily Podkolzin replied for Vancouver in the second period. The Canucks are who we thought they were. They're not going to make the playoffs. This season was a write-off from the jump. You torch your head coach and GM. You're just trying to pilot with one engine to get back onto the ground.
Yeah.
They're not turning things around in Vancouver, right?
I'd like to think there's still hope, but...
Yeah, for this season?
There is. They're not that far out. What are they, 8 points out?
Go to the big board.
I think they're 6 or 8 points out of a spot. I'd like you to look that up, but...
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
I like it when they've got the wild card in there.
Yeah.
This is the Score app, of course, which is our Bible in a lot of ways. Vancouver, in terms of points, they have 58, and Dallas has the final playoff spot. They got 61. By my farmer math, that's 13 points out.
58 to 61?
Oh, wait, 3
points. 3.
Farmer math! Milestone High School math, sorry. What was I looking at?
3 points. So, I mean, but it's funny when you say they're not
Jets are 6 out.
Right, when you say they're not making the playoffs, it's because that's the read you get from the team. And so when you're 3 points out, really within striking distance, and the read on the team is this team's not making the playoffs, that's a bad sign for your group. Now, we know they can get on a roll and hope they get in, but it's tough.
Well, they're not on a roll now.
No, they're not.
So, anyways, nice work, gentlemen, getting us back on the air today. I love it, with the IKS crew back in Regina, the world's fastest pit crew. That's all I had there in terms of games, because this is coming from the Canadian Press Wire. The Leafs and the Canucks, and I'm moving on. All national hockey teams from Russia and Belarus have been banned from the IIHF. Hockey's world governing body also withdrew Russia's hosting rights for the 2023 World Junior Hockey Championship in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Additionally, the Canadian Olympic Committee and its Athletes Commission have urged organizations hosting sporting events in Canada to rescind invitations to athletes and officials from Russia and Belarus. So that continues. Everybody's debated it. It's obviously not the most positive thing. We're going to have Katrina Lemay-Doan down here. She was the chef de mission for Team Canada at the Beijing Games. We thought she might have been staying for the Paralympics, but she's not. She's back in Calgary. Katrina will be with us. I'm very interested to talk to the good Saskatoon gal with Canada's brightest smile, what her take is on all of this. So, spoiler alert, Katrina Lemay-Doan will be down here tomorrow as we dip into the Olympic guest list here in Calgary. I have a point here on, it's point 2, I guess. The NHL statement on Russia. You were dabbling over the buffet. We're discussing this last night at supper, which incidentally, I don't even know it was on the buffet last night because all I had was dessert. I had a little scoop of trifle. Apparently it's a Canadian thing. The Americans have no idea what trifle is. I used to make it with my mom when I was in high school.
Okay.
It's pudding, it's cake, it's whipped cream. It's and a sliver of pecan pie. That's all I had. What did you have?
They had some beef and Yorkshire pudding again. It was prime rib night over the weekend. I went deep. They had a little Asian food there, some fish. Got a little bit of everything. It was good.
Yeah, so that was the buffet last night. And then this morning, I thought I got trapped in the elevator. But I did not. The elevator got to the bottom floor, and most times it would go bing and open. It didn't open. Heart rate up to 180 immediately. And I thought, let me just try something. Hit door open. Away it went.
Wow.
Bob's your uncle.
Okay.
But you know, they were just working on the elevator last week.
Right.
So I was a little concerned that maybe I'd be trapped in the elevator, which incidentally has happened to me in Phoenix.
Yeah. 3 hours.
Where was yours?
3.5 hours.
Banff, you said?
In Banff at the hotel. There was 6 of us on the elevator, and I had the only bottle of water. Woo, how about that? They're sitting down 3.5 hours.
Have you ever been trapped in an elevator, folks? It ain't fun.
And this one's been a little clunky coming down to the bottom, and I've been a little nervous.
I was in Phoenix. I was there hosting the Ryderville, Arizona party. I was trapped in the elevator. Fortunately, had my cellular phone. So I called my longtime trusty broadcast partner, Carmelo Cartieri. He was in his room, and I said, Carm, I'm stuck in the elevator. He goes, what do you want me to do about it? Thanks.
Maybe call somebody.
Go to the front desk. I don't know. Get in here and climb the cable.
Help me.
Jesus. Anyways, moving on. I'll get to the baseball lockout here. I'm just jumping into.
But you started on the NHL comment on Russia, and then that went into the buffet, and you didn't actually address the comment.
Oh,
the NHL statement.
So you said that they said everything that we said yesterday on the show is basically what you said.
Yeah, they're not representing the Russian flag. They're just coming over as people representing their teams. So we condemn, Russia and representing the country, but we support the people that are in Canada and in North America playing hockey. They're representing their families and themselves and the teams they're playing for. They're not over here representing Russia wearing a Russian flag.
Well, I've been around international competition. I've broadcast the World Juniors. I was the voice of Team Canada on Sportsnet Radio nationally on 27 radio stations. So I hate the fact that the Russian players are going to be punished for the actions of their leader. It seems so freaking elementary. It seems so grade 2 to me in that going to punish the whole class. You're all staying inside from recess because this idiot wants to spitball at Susie. But that's exactly what it is. And I'm not arguing it. I totally get it. It's just sad that it's come to this.
Yeah.
Right? That's my take on that. And yeah, the NHL, I just thought there's no way you could punish the players, deny them a right to make a living because of the idiotic actions of their leader. To the NBA, and I was encouraged by our consultant, who will at this point remain nameless, to talk a little more NBA because of the major market viewers in Vancouver and Toronto watching us. So Scotty Barnes made his first 11 shots and had 28 points and a season-high 16 rebounds in the game, leading the Toronto Raptors to a 133-97 victory over the Brooklyn Nets last night. I watched the game. I don't know if you did or not, but I really liked the play-by-play announcer on TSN. I don't know who it was. Somebody, you got to tell me who it was. It wasn't Matt Devlin. It wasn't from Halifax. I love Matt Devlin. He follows me on Twitter. Clearly, he's a good guy. I'm thinking maybe he was ill or something, but the guy they had last night was really good, too. And Leo Roughton was doing color. So I'm listening really closely in my room to the game, trying to get a cue or a shot of him.
Yeah.
And they called him Jonesy. Is it Paul Jones? They called him Jonesy.
Might have been Paul Jones.
Bingo!
Hey, thank you. I got him. What do I win? Anyways, I thought he was very good. I really enjoyed the Raptors game last night. And just saying, people say you need to dabble out of your comfort zone and talk a little NBA. And I'm like, that's cool. I know basketball.
Sure.
Kids played it. Was a huge NBA fan in the 90s. Chicago Bulls era. Last Dance.
Oh.
So anyways, blown out by Charlotte and Atlanta in their first two games after the All-Star break, the Raptors were on the good side of a romp against the Nets team, missing their best players, and their coach, Steve Nash, was kept out of the game because of COVID protocols. We're still doing that? Anyways, this is the warm-up. We're only 3 points in. When we come back, we'll talk a little more NHL. Who's Canada's best hope to win Lord Stanley? MLB Lockout, Kyler Murray, Art Briles. It's all ahead. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network. Also, YouTube Live. And if you missed the show, check us out on your favorite podcast platform, including Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Casino dancing.
legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital GMC for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or reserve a unit that's already on its way. Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital GMC in Regina.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, the place to be. We are in the gateway to the foothills out here in beautiful Alberta, Canada, on the doorstep of the Canadian Rockies, and we just love it. It's only Tuesday. I'm already looking forward to the weekend. Going to do a little Junior A playoff action. Going to do a Banff trip, Moose. You're going to be gone.
Yes.
So I'll be finding things to do. We're breaking from tradition. The Quick Six show topics are a dog's breakfast today on the RP Show, and I don't mind saying it. It's the way that it is. Randy's watching in Winnipeg on Game Plus TV, and he says, "Good morning, RP crew." He says, "I turn on Sports Center 5 to 10 minutes after it starts, skipping the Maple Leafs drama. LOL. I don't mind it. There's a chance for me to watch Mike Johnson, my guy, and him breaking down the Leafs. I'm on the Leafs train. It's fine. I want a Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup. Wouldn't it be something if it was Toronto, Calgary? Can you imagine? There'd be blood in the streets.
That would be unbelievable.
Yeah. Furthermore, Metal Shingle Guy is watching. This is the 902 text line. We're open for business at 902-518-3033. Pick up the phone and text RP on the 902 line. He's a big CFL guy, a big Rough Riders fan, Metal Shingle Guy. He says, it sounds like John Murphy's in Edmonton. Now they signed Martavis Bryant after giving Kenny Lawler $300,000. Should be lots of good players let go before camp, methinks. Yeah, maybe. That's another thing, because I watched SportsCenter 4 times. You understand how good Chris Jones is for the league. There's highlights of Martavis Bryant playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it says Edmonton Elks signed Martavis Bryant. And no, Murph isn't with the Elks. I know the status of one John Murphy, and the status is that he's not with the Edmonton Elks. Let's put it that way. He'll be back, but not this year. the thing with Jones, and everybody knows Martavis Bryant, originally drafted by the Steelers in 2014. He's a BTT, as John Lynch would say. Big-time talent, a BTT. I talked to John Lynch on the phone on the weekend. I put him on speaker just so Moose could hear our conversations. Yes, yes, yes. He was on point, wasn't he?
Oh, he was.
He was particularly lucid that day. Anyways, Chris Jones is just collecting talent. It's like when we were kids collecting the best hockey cards. That's all that he does. And the interesting thing about the Argos last year, where Murphy and Jones were there, they collected all that talent too, but they never really threw anybody overboard once the season began.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
We all thought they were going to cut all this big-name talent when the season started, but they never did.
Right.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, very. And there was a lot of names on that roster, and Martavis Bryant and Bishop Sankey, Kendall Wright. There were a lot of NFL pedigree on that roster. And we didn't hear anything about it.
Nothing. It doesn't mean nothing happened. I mean, Where are we in the salary cap in the CFL? We don't even know.
Right.
Patrolman Pete in Winnipeg watching. He says, I have work to do, but I can't turn the show off because I need to hear Zach Benson. Yeah, Benny coming up. I'll let you know because you're one of our P1s. He is going to be joining us at the top of hour 2. Okay. Andrew Sutton, watching on YouTube, says, good fight card this upcoming weekend with UFC 272. That should give you something to do, Rod, on the weekend. Masvidal versus Covington. I think I'll go to the Shark Club and watch that. I know they'll have it. Shark Club, Deerfoot Meadows.
For sure they will. Which, by the way, I don't think this is in your calendar, but once we're done on Thursday, I think we're going to go for wings.
At the Shark Club? What's that wing sauce they have? The Golden Shark?
Golden Shark. That's yours.
By the way, for the people that tell me what to do on this show, just so you know, this is how this goes. We got this buffet here at the Grey Eagle. It's Calgary's best buffet, and we love it. The other night, it was just like meat and potatoes. I wish my dad was with me.
Yeah.
Roast beef, mashed potatoes, roasted sweet potatoes. It was
country stew.
Country-style stew. It was like my mom made it. And I pulled one of these. Hey, guys, what'd you say to adding some pizza on here? Maybe some wing, some ice cream. You know what I got? Yeah, we're working on it. Like Reg Dunlop in the Aces on Slapshot. We're working on it. They might as well have said PFO. So don't tell me what to do with my show, because I tried it here at the buffet. It's like, we'll handle the buffet. You do the eating, we'll do the cooking.
Rod, why don't you talk more soccer on this show?
Why don't you GTFO?
And then you should put pizza on the buffet. You really should.
I did say that.
That's funny.
It's actually a good thing. This is the least amount of pizza I've eaten in my entire life, because there's no pizza on the buffet, and it's probably a good thing. When I owned a pizza restaurant, I put on 35 pounds in 1 year. That should be a surprise to nobody,
right?
That happened. So anyways, back on point. And sprinkle in your comments with whatever you want. CFL, NFL, we're making our way through the topics. But I do want to spend a minute on a couple things. One, the NHL tonight, because it's afternoon out in the East. The Oilers are at Philadelphia tonight. That might be one that we're going to want to. Is that something you might be interested in?
Yeah.
The Flames are at Minnesota. All these games really matter now. The Montreal Canadiens are at Winnipeg, and the Jets, they are literally in the Jets are in the playoffs the rest of the way. Winnipeg, that should make you excited, right? As fans. Every game's a playoff game now. San Jose at Vegas tonight, anytime Canada's team, the Vegas Golden Knights, plays, I get excited. But to the MLB lockout, let's be honest about this. Here's the Wire story of what I was able to glean. Locked out players in Major League Baseball engaged in a series of intense meetings in an effort to forge the path to a labor deal before management's deadline for salvaging opening day on March 31st. The sides met several times throughout the day Tuesday and made progress toward an agreement, but they remain very far apart on key issues. Commissioner Rob Manfred met with the union twice, once more than he previously had since the lockout started on December the 2nd. They have a 5 p.m. Eastern deadline today to get a deal done so as to not miss any regular season games. Our poll question for you today is, for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center with dealerships all across the prairies, will you miss baseball if MLB doesn't play? I voted yes, I will. What did you vote?
Probably no. I voted no.
Explain.
Just because there are so many other options. Do I enjoy it? Yes. Am I a diehard baseball fan? No, so I don't speak for everybody. But if there's no baseball, I'll watch more football in the spring. Probably watch and play a little more golf. Probably more tennis I'll be able to find and get into. There'll be more things that'll take on my time. And you know what? Honestly, I'll probably spend more time outside or more time at the lake, and those types of things. So I don't. And I think that's a problem for baseball. I really do.
Well, if it's a guy like Clark or the Silver Fox, Kelly Rempel guys that really, really dig the Blue Jays, and they can be found wearing Blue Jays gear almost daily, and they PVR the games if they miss them, then they would definitely miss it.
Yeah.
I'll miss the highlights at night. I'll miss the checking my score app to see what Vladdy did at the plate last night, but I'm not necessarily watching the games. Overall, I'll miss that.
Yeah.
But I don't sit down and watch every single pitch. Bob Jericho is watching on YouTube, and he says, please never talk soccer. My God, I actually love your show, Rod. That will probably change my opinion. Ha, ha, ha. It's funny he says that. I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone with certain things because I could sit and talk hockey and CFL football all day till the cows come home, but that's not going to grow the show, right? So that's why we're adding to our repertoire. But earlier today, I saw this thing on Twitter. And here it is. Chris Abbott, he's a betting guy, and not with Bet Regal, so I'm not going to say who he's with. But he tweeted, I'm so tired of hearing about expected goals and expected saves and expected shots and expected wins. Hockey isn't baseball. It's not static. I know numbers make people feel better and gives this sense of confidence in an analysis, but hockey is not a string of code. I retweeted that and said, this is a comment of the week. I'm tired of this lingo and language. Who is our buddy Clark from the betting from DraftKings in Edmonton? Andy McNeil. He says that's the dumbest comment of the week. I see these guys, these Johnny-come-latelys talking about expected goals, expected this. What the hell are you talking about? And for the most part, I just bite my tongue and I don't say anything. But I'm glad to have another guy say that. I think these analytics have been dreamt up and leaned on by people in the media and betting industry and some hockey people that don't know enough about the game. They don't know. So they lean on these stats in their stories, their tweets. Some guy's managing a team.
Right.
Yeah, I don't need expected shots, expected wins to watch a game and know what the hell happened. But I think some people do. I think these guys don't know enough about the game, and they use it as a crutch.
That's the issue. When you use it as a crutch, you're right. And everybody wants to have a competitive advantage. I've got this stat, this thing, this area that I talk about, and that's why you're going to tune into me and not the other guy, because I've got some stat that you don't have.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a lot different than when we started tracking plus minus or tracking the shots in the game, right? That was kind of crazy, right? Why do we got to track the shots? The only thing that matters is the score, right? Why do we got to track plus minus? But what will make it catch on at mainstream is it has to be very simple to understand, right? And simple to convey, and you have to be able to see it. If it's complicated, it's going to go over most people's heads and they won't.
Overall, what's the point?
Yeah.
He leads the league in expected shots. What? Like I was okay with scoring chances. When they went to scoring chances, I could get that.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, every shot's a scoring chance. I've seen goalies be beat on 150-foot shots.
It's the same as football announcers, and I love this conversation because I think those stats are important up in the boardroom. You can see the Moneyball stuff, but fans don't understand that at scale. When we're talking about it on a sportscast, it's like when you have announcers that want to say the boundary corner and the half inside Sam linebacker, the Will linebacker, the Mike linebacker, the Eagle back, whatever. And it's like, as a football guy, I understand what all that means. But for an audience, they don't understand that. So give me inside and outside linebacker at most. Give me cornerback. Give me slot back. We understand those simple terms.
And if you're trying to use these advanced analytics stats to predict who's going to win a playoff game or a series, as my mom would say, you might as well be pissing into the wind. Because the analytics don't track heart, you know. Chris Jarl is watching in Surrey, BC, and he says, bingo, Rod.
Bingo!
Don't we have a Rick Regan that says, hot take? That's my hot take today. There you go. Guys that don't understand the game, and girls, lean on analytics like that. Alex Fulton is watching in Toronto in the Game Plus newsroom, and he says, hey, Roddy, if there's no baseball this year, I will miss how amazing the month of October is. Best month in sport. Alex, the one thing for you, and I think we need a road trip to Toronto to go to a Blue Jays game with all the Game Plus staff.
Amen.
Our people and their people, let's bring it together. There's going to be a season. It's just, are they going to start on time?
Right.
So you don't got to worry about October, Alex. And by the way, Rob in Cold Lake, Alberta says trifle is a British thing. Not that wild.
But I think trifle
you put a cake, then you slap some pudding, then you slap another cake, and then a little more pudding and some whipped cream. Voila.
Yeah.
But this one the other night was turtles trifle.
Oh.
Turtles. Stop.
I know.
It was loaded with turtles, chocolate turtles. I couldn't stop.
I know.
I keep going back to the buffet every night looking to see if the turtles trifle's back.
And the trifles, it was turtles, and it was double chocolate, it was tiramisu, it was like, oh my God, they're playing all the hits.
Stop! What are you trying to do? Kill us? Anyways, we'll be right back to the aforementioned Grey Eagle Resort and Casino in a moment. You're watching on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital Ford for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or check out our in-stock F-150s on the lot right now. Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big, and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Okay, we're back. Okay, wow. I'm told there are literal ghosts here in Grey Eagle. I don't mind saying it. I think the ghosts are fiddling with us here today. Before we go any further, we got a few things to get you today. The CEBL champions take on the Americas live in Calgary. These are some of the newest partners of the RP show. The Basketball Champions League Americas, known as the BCLA. Get familiar with it. BCLA is the best continental league in the Americas. It's created through an innovative partnership.
Pick up your phone and text RP, that's Rod Pedersen. Text 902 518 3033.
All right, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on here today. We've got some tech gremlins at our facility here. And listen, Clark, if you don't mind, where did I leave off? Was I talking CEBL or was I talking Kyle Davidson? What's the last you heard? Oh, he said he didn't get anything. Oh, wonderful. Didn't go. Oh, great. Well, the breaking news today on this Tuesday, Kyle Davidson was named general manager of the Chicago Blackhawks. The 33-year-old had been interim GM since October 26 after Stan Bowman stepped down in the wake of the Brad Aldrich scandal. Well, say it all over again. He'd been with the Blackhawks since 2010 when he was an intern. He joined the team as a hockey operations intern, Kyle Davidson. So he's been to the team for 12 seasons. In 2018, he was named assistant GM. And in the news release, it says at NHL.com, retired Blackhawks forwards Marian Hossa, Patrick Sharp, and Eddie Olczyk were part of the advisory group that assisted in the GM search. I find that interesting. They obviously know who Kyle Davidson is. I don't. If Hossa, Sharp, and Eddie Olczyk say this is the guy that we want, then cool. I'm sure they made their recommendations, and then CEO Danny Wirtz would have had the final call.
Yeah.
I'm searching the news release going, did he play? I don't anywhere see. And if I went to HockeyDB, there's probably 30 guys named Kyle Davidson that played.
I know.
In the history of hockey.
Well, I know.
How would I know this is him? I'd love to know if he had some sort of playing history as we go back to this analytics thing. But where are we on the Blackhawks hiring a general manager, a 33-year-old? Can't, I say good for them. I don't know the guy, so.
Yeah, and for me, it's all about the team around him, right? The leadership team. And hopefully there's a mix of experience. And, as a young guy in his 30s, he's going to bring some new, fresh ideas to the table, which I think is probably a good thing. But, you need a good mix, I think, in any organization. So you need to have some good, strong leadership, some people who've been around a while, some new blood. And so if he's going to bring the new blood, that's good.
Yeah, so that was the news of this Tuesday morning. Kyle Davidson is the new general manager of the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, what I also mentioned earlier, and apparently didn't make it to air, I noticed that you noticed the commercials in the last block about the Canadian Elite Basketball League. The CEBL champions will take on the Americas live in Calgary now later this month in just over 2 weeks' time. The Basketball Champions League Americas, known as the BCLA, is the best continental league in the Americas. It's created through an innovative partnership between FIBA, national federations, and pro basketball leagues, and it's coming to Calgary. The CEBL champion Edmonton Stingers will be in action as the BCLAs come to Calgary's Winsport Arena, the home of Hockey Canada, March 14th to the 16th. So you can get your tickets. Pro basketball, if you haven't seen what the CEBL is, you have to. And you can buy the tickets now at cebl.ca. And come and join Moose and I for it, because we will be here and at it at Winsport Arena. So how about that? In this particular segment, we talk about the Blackhawks and we talk about the BCLA. And I think it's interesting that the CEBL would have this event in Calgary. You've been doing the deals with them. They don't have a franchise here in the league.
Right.
So why Calgary? I like it.
Yeah, great exposure. And, we don't know anything, crazy, but maybe Calgary would be a great fit for a CEBL team. A chance to take the temperature and see what the basketball market is. The Winsport Arena is a beautiful facility, great place to come and check out the game. So the atmosphere is going to be awesome, packed in there. There's going to be a mix of some kids there. We're going to see some great basketball. And so this is some of the best international basketball you'll see in the world from all the pro leagues. So it's going to be fun.
I think, Clark, how are we on time? Should we take a break here or keep going? Yeah, okay. So we'll get back on track time-wise, and I hope that we have gotten through these technical gremlin issues today, because we haven't had many since we started at Grey Eagle. I don't know what's going on. Although I did hear like a jackhammer going off above me this morning in the hotel. So
I have seen a little work happening around, and like every time we come back, it's the internet's great, but it's just they must be maybe unplugging it and plugging it back in. Like
something's going on.
I know.
I do need to talk a little bit about the MLB lockout. And we'll update those poll results. Will you miss it if MLB doesn't play? And I want to talk about some of the, I don't like doing it, but we have to talk about some of the key issues of what they're fighting about. And I have that information, okay? So we'll be right back to Grey Eagle, Calgary's entertainment destination right after this. You're watching on YouTube Live, Game Plus Television, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital GMC for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or reserve a unit that's already on its way. Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital GMC in Regina.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
This is it. Viewer takeover, the final segment of a tumultuous first hour. And I want to say hats off to our tech crew. Back in the sweatpants capital, Jordan, Clark, and Rolf, Ryan, whomever is keeping us on the air. Like you say, somebody's fiddling with us. It might be Russia, and I don't say that jokingly. We used to say that, right? I don't just mean this. The internet's down with Canadian press, and
it's been a few days here.
A scary time.
You and I are being tested.
Right?
Today's just another test.
By the way, kudos to you, our viewers, for stepping up and supporting Kinsman Telemiracle, the online 50-50, because the draw is tomorrow now. So you have now 24 hours to get the draw. But Clark was saying before we went there, $50,000 raised just in the last 24 hours to up that total to $238,000. Please get your tickets. You're down to 24 hours now, folks. Telemiracle.com. And again, with internet issues, get it done now. You don't wait. Don't be a last-minute society. All proceeds go to support Kinsman Telemiracle 46. The Kinsman Foundation helps people every day improve their quality of life and independence through the gifts of mobility equipment and medical travel assistance. So please get your tickets in the next 24 hours. You have to be from Saskatchewan, in Saskatchewan, and 19 years of age or over. And thank you for those that helped out, those that benefit from it. thank you as well. I said that we were going, I get the people are in the chat want to talk about the Raptors, and maybe we'll carry that over next hour. I talked about as much Raptors as I'm interested in talking today. Major League Baseball is in a lockout, and something just flipped. In our poll, the results for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center, it's now, the last I looked, Moose, the question is, will you miss baseball if MLB doesn't play? 59% of respondents saying no, they won't miss MLB. And I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask if you've looked at any of the key issues because you're too busy. I did this morning, however, and they are this. They want to drop the playoff teams from 14 to 12. I don't understand why that is because we had the extra wild card, right?
Yeah.
The last couple of years, but they want to get rid of the second wild card and go to 12 playoff teams. They want to up the minimum salary, which I get. They want to increase the luxury tax. We lost it again. Are we on the air, Clark, or not?
He can't hear you if you're not on the air. You gotta...
I'm still going. I'm on the air. You're not.
I got kicked off. How about that?
I bet you Zach Benson's logging in. Yeah, Zach's logging in. Sheesh. And let's just leave him off the air and you're good. Would you do me a favor?
Sounds good.
Would you do me a favor?
Yeah. Yeah.
To do that. Can you make a special coffee for him?
No, I will. A couple of cream and... I got you.
Thank you.
I got you.
We're having a day. Having a day.
This is how the team works.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work. And so the luxury tax is going to be increased. Thank you, Moose. And the pre-arbitration pool. I don't even know what the hell that is. And that's what they're fighting over. So the Moose has just got up and left the building. I swear, this has happened to us before, where somebody in another floor, and it hasn't just been a Green Eagle, somebody's fiddling with the internet, they're resetting it, and it's knocking us off the air, and it's causing great stress for those whose job it is to keep us on the air, not to mention the people sitting behind the microphone. Ryan H. is watching on YouTube, and last minute of play in hour one. He says, speaking of ghosts today, Rod, were you ever influenced by broadcaster Art Bell? No. Not at all. I've listened to Art Bell. He's the conspiracy theorist, the UFO guy. I listened to him when I was driving across the prairies at 2 o'clock in the morning when there was nothing else on the radio. I was not influenced by Art Bell in any way, shape, or form. Paul Harvey, yes. And I was once told that he could broadcast a parade by himself for an entire afternoon without stumbling over his words once. And I thought that would be something for me to aspire to as a play-by-play guy, to broadcast for hours and not stumble over my words once. Paul Harvey influenced me, not Art Bell. Zach Benson and Donnie Andrews next hour. Stick around after this here on Game Plus.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
I've been saying it on TV, and where I am on this situation is, hey, baseball, I don't care. Get to me when it's over. I think it's garbage from both sides. I really don't care. Just play baseball. You have enough money. There's enough money to go around. How much money can the owners want? How much money can the players want? Figure it out. Go to an independent arbitrator and get back to me. Enough of this collective bargaining garbage. Yeah, I don't care. I just want to see baseball. And they're all rich anyway, so come on.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome into Hour 2 of the RP Show, everybody. Brought to you by our friends at Great Western Original 16 Beer. We've got a couple very special guests coming up in mere moments. That was Ken Reed from yesterday's show talking about Major League Baseball and the ongoing lockout. Today, the Blue Jays were supposed to take on the Detroit Tigers in spring training. That's not happening. We have a 5 p.m. Eastern deadline for the owners and players to reach a deal. If they don't, we will not have a regular season starting on time. And I should open this hour up by saying our poll question today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center is this: if MLB doesn't play this year, will you miss it? And we've had varying results as it jumped out. The vast majority saying yes, they would. And then since we've been on the air, like close to 60% saying no, they won't miss it. And there's breaking news from this Tuesday morning. The Chicago Blackhawks have named 33-year-old Kyle Davidson as their next general manager, succeeding Stan Bowman. And he has been with the team since 2010, beginning as a hockey operations intern. Big night tonight in Winnipeg, too. By the way, the Jets home to the Montreal Canadiens as part of a very busy hockey slate. We're going to Winnipeg now, and I'm going to tell you this right now. Zach Benson of the Winnipeg ICE, number 9, joined. Look, he's smiling already. Zach, I'm a huge fan of you and the Ice, and the voice of the Ice, Winnipeg's own Brian Munn, says the same thing of you guys and this show. Man, it's an honor to have you on, man. How did this come about, this interview today? Literally, when it rains, it pours. Have you ever heard that saying? So they've just told me back at Mission Control, the guys behind the switch at the Millennium Falcon, that they're working on the audio issue with Zach Benson. And let me tell you a little more about Zach Benson before they bring him back on. He's only 16 years of age, okay? He's from Chilliwack, BC. He's got 14 points in his last 10 games. Overall this year, 47 points in 37 games. He's 16. And I got to know him last year because I called the games in the Western Hockey League East Hub in the Brand Center. And at 15 years of age, he played in every game for the Winnipeg ICE and had 20 points in 24 games. At 15! And 2 Saturdays ago, I went up to Red Deer to broadcast the ICE game with Munzie against the Red Deer Rebels. And they have, like every team has a first goal contest. And Munzie said on the air, who do you think is going to score the first goal? I said, it's going to be Zach Benson. And then the kid goes out and damned if he didn't do it. And we got him now, Zach. Sorry, I think it was an audio issue on our end, not yours. Anyways, you're still smiling. Zach, how is it that it came to be that we got you on the air today? What's the backstory on this?
Yeah, I've always watched your show. I've really enjoyed it. And Munzie told me that I was coming on the Rod Pedersen Show today, and I was super pumped.
Yeah, we are too. And he tells me that you guys have the show on in the dressing room every day for the Winnipeg ICE, so I thank you guys for that. Zach, I got to tell you, I look at your stats. I've followed your career going back to the bubble last year, and it's jaw-dropping. Like, I'm a huge fan. I'm not just saying it. Tell me a little bit about your hockey career before you got to the Dub, and then we'll talk about how it's gone since you got here. But what's your story as a kid from Chilliwack?
Yeah, obviously starting in a small city in Chilliwack, just working my way up, and then come Bantam, I made the switch to Yale Hockey Academy, and that was one of the greatest things I've ever done. Brad Bowen there runs a great academy, and then right the year of the bubble last year, I made the switch to the Fraser Valley Thunderbirds, and Peter Hay was super great coach, and he got me ready for the Western League.
And, okay, did he ever? And I want to talk to you about that. But obviously you're a humble kid, you're a good kid. But all we hear about is obviously Connor Bedard, but also Jagger Firkus and Denton Matejchuk. I know you're not all on the same birth year, but do you ever sit back and go, hey, what about me? I'm putting up great numbers. I'm playing a 200-foot game. Does anybody say that to you, or have you ever had that thought?
No, I don't think about that. I think about, each game and going out there and working my hardest, doing my job, and that's really all I think about.
Where did you learn, Zach, the defensive side of the game? Because when I called that ICE game in Red Deer, and you'll remember the play, you were back checking and you created a turnover at your own blue line and sprung a 2-on-2 the other way. I'm like, Munzie, this guy is working his ass off in every zone, and he's scoring. Who taught you that part of the game?
I would say my Bantam coach, Brad Bowen, he really, really harped on it. Every practice, he wouldn't let you have a practice off. It was back one end to the other end. You're back checking, you're working your hardest every second of the practice.
Wow. So tell me about Yale Hockey Academy. I'm not as familiar with it. How many kids are there? Where is it? And what did it do for you?
It's based out of Abbotsford, BC. There's 4 teams there, 2 Bantam teams and 2 midget teams. The Bantam prep team, I played there both years. And like I said, it did a lot for me. It really it made me a better person on the ice and off the ice.
So tell me about coming through this big road trip. And it seemed like you were out in Alberta forever. I'm like, Munzie, I don't know how you guys are doing it. I think you played 7 games in 10 nights. Obviously, you're a young guy. I'm sure you enjoyed it. But what was that long trip like for you guys out here?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was great team bonding. We had a good road trip. We really bonded as a team, and it was lots of hockey, which we all love. We all love doing.
No, you'd rather play than practice, obviously, but I got to ask you about the loss in Red Deer that I saw, which you guys shouldn't have lost. And then when you went up to Edmonton and lost there, I didn't see that game. What did Jeep, our old buddy Jeep, your head coach James Patrick, tell you guys after those games?
Yeah, we had leads in both of those games, and we lost them. So he was really just harping that we need to be better with leads. And we went into Medicine Hat and we played a full 60 minutes like he wanted us to do. And yeah.
Were you happy to get home, like into your own bed? How did you feel once that thing was all over and you got back to the peg?
Yeah, obviously it's nice to sleep in your own bed, but I had so much fun on that trip. I could have stayed out there for another 2 weeks.
I could tell that you were. Well, Chilliwack is a long ways from Winnipeg. When you got drafted to the Ice, and I'm trying to remember if they were still in Kootenay or if they'd gone to Winnipeg by then, what did you think about being drafted by that franchise and that you would be going to the furthest outpost from Chilliwack you possibly could?
Yeah, obviously it was an extremely exciting day. I've heard nothing but great things about the organization. Obviously it's the farthest away from Chilliwack, but I've heard it's a nice city, and yeah.
Well, it's interesting that you say you could have stayed on the road for 2 more weeks out here because, frankly, I'm loving it. You know me as a Regina guy, but I've been in Alberta for a month, and this is what they're talking about. It's going to be Edmonton and Winnipeg in the East Final, and what's the travel going to be like, and what's the injuries going to be like, and who's the better team out of all this? And they're talking about it already out here because they love hockey so much. Have you guys started to think about playoffs yet, or will James allow you to think about that far down the road yet?
Yeah, we've started talking about it a bit, like just the fact that we need to start dialing it in, because it doesn't just happen when you get to the playoffs. It starts right now, and yeah, so just take it each game by game, but it starts now.
Well, I'm really enjoying what you guys are doing, and 12 straight weeks at number 1. I know you're going to want to get back up to number 1 when the rankings come back out and stay there the rest of the way, and be playing in St. John in the Memorial Cup in June. I'm expecting to see you guys there, Zach. So just to wind it up, I want to say thank you for the support of us. I've noticed, and you have as big a fan out here of you. So go Ice, and thanks for the time here today.
Yeah, thanks, Rod.
Zach Benson of the Winnipeg ICE, number 9. And if you just turned on the television, I can tell you this, or the streaming. I've been looking at this kid's numbers. I've been watching him play live with my own 2 eyes. I'm like, why is he not getting all the pub that these other guys are getting? He's doing at least as good of things. In a lot of cases, better. But as you just heard, yeah, that doesn't flap him. Patrolman Pete in Winnipeg watching. He says, attaboy, Zach. Keep it up. We'll be cheering loud. John Ohm watching in Winnipeg says, big kid. He's not that big. He's got some room to grow. He's only 16 years old. Patrolman Pete goes on to say, as a hockey dad, it is interesting to hear the athlete perspective on hockey academies. From my cousin Christine in Medicine Hat. Imagine how proud his family is. They should be proud, but they should be proud of themselves for raising a young man like that. By the way, it's 11:11 out here in the mountains, and I don't have a coffee to raise a toast, but teamwork makes the dream work. Wayne in Victoria, BC watching, he says, I can't imagine how stressful it must be for Rod to host a country and worldwide show every day. This ain't stress, brah. You raised a family, Wayne? You stared down the barrel of an intervention? That's pressure. This is nothing. Jeff Cabillas watching in Winnipeg says, future is bright for Zach. He keeps playing the way he does. He'll be a great one. Well, he's already a great junior. I'm interested to see where his career goes. And like I say, I honestly, just with our tweets and our Instagram and stuff, it's always liked by Zach Benson, retweeted by Zach Benson. I'm like, this can't be the same Zach Benson. It's been lighting it up for the Winnipeg ICE. And yeah, it is. Renata Belcourt is in the chat. She writes in and says, Bob Ridley. What about him? The Dean of Western Hockey League broadcasters, Bob Ridley. What about Uncle Giggles? That's what I call him. Uncle Giggles. I've known him for a very long time. By the way, to get back on track, yes, we are live at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, and I think Moose went down the hall and kicked some butt. I see him down there. And I think he told people to stop fiddling with the internet. I really apologize to the Game Plus people, our tech crew, that the feed was interrupted coming out of here this morning. I knew something fishy was going on. I'm just opening up the text line, 902-518-3033. How about this? Daryl Benson writes in from Chilliwack. He says, looking forward to your interview with Zach today, watching from Chilliwack, BC. Signed, Grandpa Benson. You guys did a good job out there with Zach. Yeah, you should be very proud. Don Sawchuk is watching in Saskatoon on Game Plus television, and he says, someone from Winnipeg tells me they are doing the Ukrainian national anthem at the Jets game tonight. I think that's a hell of an idea. A really good idea. Metal Shingle guy, he's watching and then texting, and he says, you're still good live. Okay, thanks. You know, it is, yes, somewhat stressful to sit here by myself, not knowing whether you're on the air or not, but it is what it is. Again, I've been through worse. John Ohm in Winnipeg says, you should interview Grandpa Benson. No, John Ohm says, did you get your coffee yet, Rod? No, I haven't got my special coffee. But listen, I'm not going to be looking a gift horse in the mouth, okay? I asked for my special coffee, and Moose has it. He'll deliver it here on the break when he rejoins us. How you doing? There he is. How about that? How about Moose? I was not going to ask you to bring it. Thank you. Have we told the story of why we call it a special coffee? Clark, have we told it? Well, people are going to think that it's some special taken from the roots of a plant up in the mountains of the Rocky, and it's not. Theo Fleury had been saying for a couple months that when you get out here to Calgary, come to my house and I'll make you some of my special coffee. You know. And we got a minute and I'll tell a story. What the hell? We're completely off the rails today anyway, so now would be a good time to tell the story. So I go to Theo's house, and it's a mansion. Mansion. Theron Fleury. Longtime friend of mine. 10-foot doors at the front. Theo opens the door. He's 5'7". He says, like a little kid opening the door, and he sees my face at this huge house. And I said, yeah, he could tell what I was thinking. He goes, well, I didn't spend it all. And then we broke out laughing, and I went to Theron Fleury's kitchen, and we sat at the island for the first hour. And I said, Theo, are you going to give me some of this special coffee, man? You've been pumping it up, for weeks. And, oh, yeah. So he goes back to his pantry and fires up this Nespresso machine. I'm like, that's your special coffee? Well, it's special. Well, it is. But I didn't realize that's what it was. So then he makes the coffee, and then he goes into the fridge and pulls out a 2% milk carton and pours it. I said, that's exactly the way that I like it. But Nespresso, the machine, it's not, you know what I mean. So anyways, Moose was good enough to buy, because they have one of these special coffee makers here at the Grey Eagle Event Center. Moose bought a whole bunch of the coffee pods and
so good,
and gave them to them. Yeah, it is so good. But now every day we make the joke about special coffee. It's the best. Thanks, Theo. And John Ohm will punctuate this discussion by saying special coffee around here was with booze. Yeah, see, John, that's the ironic part. Theo and I have 24 years sobriety between the two of us. There ain't nothing special in this coffee other than it's strong. Okay, we'll be right back to Grey Eagle right after this. We're at Calgary's entertainment destination, and my gosh, I hope we're entertaining you today on Game Plus TV, live streaming on YouTube, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina. A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital Ford for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or check out our in-stock F-150s on the lot right now. Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
That's the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino as morning falls, rises, whatever you want to say, here in the gateway to the Rockies. By the way, Hour 2 is brought to you by Original 16, an Original 16 to fit your active lifestyle. This is the Ultra we're talking about, a superior taste with only 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. Taste without compromise. Pick up at a store near you today. Also want to mention, you've got 1 day left to purchase your Telemiracle 50/50 online raffle tickets. And I see we sold a couple thousand this morning, $50,000 overnight. So thank you. Moose is back. You're on camera, son.
All right.
Thank you for the special coffee, by the way.
Welcome.
And you know they're going to be going through a lot of special coffees at Telemiracle 46. The, 36 hours long, the Telemiracle telethon on CTV. But ahead of that, we're trying to raise money because COVID has screwed up a lot of things. Please help out your fellow Saskies. If you're from Saskatchewan, in Saskatchewan, 19 years of age or over, if you haven't done it yet, purchase your online 50/50 tickets. All proceeds support the Kinsman Foundation, who help people every day. We've been talking about it for over a month, but you know what they do? They disseminate money to the gifts of mobility equipment, medical travel assistance for Saskatchewan people who are disadvantaged. If you've been advantaged, help somebody out. Sports update. You ready for that?
Yeah.
Canada's men's curling elite are on their way to southern Alberta and will open play Friday night at the NMAX Centre in Lethbridge in the 2022 Tim Hortons Brier. Tell you what, Tim Hortons better step it up after the special coffee we've been having. Hey, they need to start brewing some special coffee. The 93rd edition of the Brier will feature 18 teams from across Canada, all chasing the most famous and prestigious men's curling championship. There will be a pair of home teams in the field as Team Canada's Brendan Botcher from Edmonton chases a second consecutive Tim Hortons Brier title, while 2022 Alberta champion team Kevin Cooey hails from Calgary. Cooey will be pursuing his record 5th Tim Hortons Brier. Team Brad Gushu will wear wildcard colors for the first time after being forced to miss the Newfoundland Men's Championship when it was rescheduled due to COVID. So, yeah, and I'm thinking of heading on down to Lethbridge this weekend. Moose is heading to the Queen City. I'm going to go to some Junior A playoffs, maybe hit the Briar. Why not?
That's exciting.
Yeah. And the WHL announced that Edmonton Oil Kings forward Carter Such has been named Player of the Week. 20-year-old posted 8 points in 3 appearances this past week, helping the Oil Kings collect a trio of victories on home ice. And the Goalie of the Week is Victoria Royals netminder Tyler Palmer. He posted a 2.00 record this week, along with a 1.00 goals against average, 969 save percentage. The sports update for dubnetwork.ca. And for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars, now with 8 amazing flavors, RP Show viewers get 20% off with the promo code RP Show at g2gbars.ca. Oh, boy. They're interested in here. They're talking about the special coffee. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says any coffee with Theo is a special coffee. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, the chat's going off. Let's talk about tonight's games. Do you have a featured game? Have you looked at this slate tonight?
No, I haven't looked yet to really get into what I want to watch.
Can I?
Yeah.
There are a lot in the National Hockey League, 3, 6, 9 games, and the ones that we have particular interest on for our viewers all across the nation. The Senators are at Tampa. I don't really care about that. Oilers at Philly. I feel like the Oilers are a playoff game every game the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Flames at the Wild. Man, are the Flames an interesting conundrum. They get spanked in Vancouver in a game they for sure should have won.
Yeah.
And then they go home to the Wild here on Saturday night and club them 7-3. And then they go to Minnesota tonight. Did we lose Moose? I just saw we went to one shot. Is he gone? Can you hit refresh or something? We've lost you. But we're getting through it. They say all you need to do is refresh.
Yeah.
Chris in Medicine Hat says tonight, Raptors. Yeah, Chris, we get it. You love the Raptors, but there's more. They're home to Brooklyn. In the dub tonight, the Red Deer Rebels are at Medicine Hat. The Kelowna Rockets are at Seattle. I wasn't even through the NHL slate. I think my featured game is the Montreal Canadiens and Winnipeg Jets. They're going to play the Ukrainian national anthem tonight at Canada Life Center. I didn't even talk about this with you.
No.
These anthems, remember there was the thing with the kneeling, and they said, why do we even do the anthems anymore? And I was sort of going, why are we? You know? But the other night at the Rush game, did you notice a real oomph at the end of O Canada, which is with the crowd?
I know.
What did you sense?
I felt that too. And you get the flag going. And for me, I catch myself a little bit. You know, sometimes I'm the same. I'm like, okay, the anthem's like, what's the purpose here? And then George Canyon sings it at a Flames game. And I sit there and I stare at the flag like you're supposed to, dress the flag. And I start thinking about how great it is that we're from Canada and how great this country is. And no matter all the bad things that are going on, you know what I mean? And you start thinking and you're just grateful to be here. It's like almost having a little prayer. And I'm just grateful to be here. And now we get to play hockey. So it's just a moment of reflection. And I hope more people have that when the anthem's going on and not just mindlessly on your phone.
I don't think it was just me. Like I was sitting in the luxury suite. Thanks, Paul. And they said the American national anthem because the Colorado Mammoth were there. And it was what it was. The gal did a good job.
Yeah.
But then when they started with O Canada, the whole arena started singing. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
The whole arena, it almost drowned out the singer. And then they had the huge Canadian flag going around the stands. And then just at the end, she was belting it out for the... And it was a long and it was a lusty, more than normal. And the crowd there was 9,300, and the crowds are going up for the Rush, so that's great. And I just think tonight at that Jets game, that's my featured game from betregal.ca, now that I think about it, of a night where there's a lot of great games.
Well, I don't know if you saw that the Rush are promoting this bus trip. And March 17th on St. Patrick's Day, there's a bunch of Saskatoon and Saskatchewan fans coming here to Calgary against the Roughnecks, which is maybe one of the other great facilities for lacrosse in North America. So that'll be cool. We'll be here. Chance to watch the Russian Roughnecks play each other in a packed house.
Cool.
That'll be cool.
Chris Fox is watching from the Canadian Lacrosse League. He says, great point, Moose, in all caps, with regards to the feeling the other night.
Yeah.
The nationalistic bit. Regarding the game tonight in Winnipeg, Patrolman Pete says Jets by 3. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Montreal's really getting it going. Bob Jericho says, what Junior A playoffs are you going to, Rod? I've been invited out to Okotoks. The Oilers are going to be playing Friday night. And to be honest, I got to go because they've invited us so many times that they're going to stop inviting us.
Right. I know, and I wish I could be there.
Yeah, well, you can't be everywhere.
That's right.
But as your advisor said, you and I need to start traveling separately.
I know. You know.
It was a harrowing weekend, okay? I don't want to say too much, but I was glad to get out of that weekend. Some real good people out here in Alberta saved our bacon.
Oh, yeah.
It was a travel snafu. That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
And we've been advised to maybe we need to travel separately, like the president and the vice president, because if we go up in flames, they're no show.
Not when we're together. Need a designated survivor.
Bob Jericho says, let's not get carried away. This country is an embarrassment. Yeah, we don't get into the political talk. As much as we can, we don't get into the political talk.
Right.
And as I look back at the topics here before we break and bring in Don Andrews, the voice of Pallas Athena Fight Club, and you're not going to want to miss that, by the way, because if you don't know his face, you will know his voice. I'll tell you that for a fact. Of all the topics here, Monday's NHL one-timers, Leafs winning last night, we're saying they might be Canada's best hope to win a Stanley Cup. Do you get a lot of fight out of Vancouver on that, or Calgary on that, and for sure Edmonton? But then the NHL statement on Russian players, where they backed up what we were saying yesterday. It's not the players' fault that Putin's an idiot. Stop it. The Raptors winning at Brooklyn. And I enjoyed the game. I really did. Gary Trent's my favorite Raptor. Do you have a favorite Raptor?
No.
Say Fred VanVleet.
No, that's what I was going to say was VanVleet. I liked Siakam for a while, but VanVleet's probably the guy.
Spicy Pete?
Yeah.
Gone missing in the playoffs at times.
Yeah.
Oh, how about this? Sheesh. Alex Campbell, watching on YouTube, says the Pats are at Brandon tonight, a makeup game. Well, shame, 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 WHL, if that's a fact, because I went to look up tonight's games and I didn't see it on there. It's such a freaking dog's breakfast. Still, I can't blame the WHL.
Of course not. Yeah, it's tough and it's hard to...
It does not say anywhere on the website that the Regina Pats are at Brandon tonight. Sheesh. And then moving on, we talked about tonight's games. My featured game, I said, was the Jets home to the Montreal Canadiens. Did you say you had one?
No, but probably. Well, you talked about the Golden Knights playing tonight. That's a good one.
San Jose's there.
Yeah, I haven't watched the Golden Knights. And I loved, because I was a San Jose fan a little bit. I loved those Sharks Golden Knights playoff series that they had.
That was a war.
I laid on the couch and loved watching that. So that's probably my game tonight.
Cool.
Good feelings.
I wonder if that'll be on television around here.
I don't know. Probably need the NHL app for that. I'll look that up.
Which you have.
Which I have, yeah.
There were a couple of notes that we didn't get to today, and I need to mention again, the Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center poll question today is, will you miss baseball if MLB doesn't play? Clark, what's the YouTube update on that for voting, if you don't mind? 55% say yes. That's not exactly a ringing endorsement for Major League Baseball. No. 55% say they'll miss it. On Twitter, 61% say no. They will not miss Major League Baseball. And it depends on your love for the game. I'll miss the highlights. I'll miss following the Blue Jays and what Vladdy Jr. is doing and Bo Bichette and Kevin Biggio and all these guys. I like Charlie Montoyo. I like him a lot. I like his hustle. I like his spirit, the skipper of the Blue Jays. But if they don't play, I'll find other things to do, which is kind of what you were saying, right?
It's exactly what I was saying. The thing I'll miss is going for a drive on country roads on a really sunny day and listening to Dan Schulman on the radio. I enjoy that about once or twice a year, but I really enjoy it when it happens.
Bob Jericho, watching on YouTube, says, Rod, you're missing a lot of Pats games, bud. Yeah, what about it? So what? Is that a statement? Is that a question? Is that an indictment? What do you mean by that? I'm highly aware. My season tickets are $1,000 each, Bruss. I'm pretty sure I'm aware that I'm missing a lot of Pats games. From a sports update here, we'll let you go because Don Andrews is going to be logging in.
Yep.
Thanks for the special coffee, by the way. More sports are following the appeal of the IOC and are banning Russian athletes from competing in response to the country's invasion of Ukraine. Russia has been banned from international skating and skiing events a day after being kicked out of soccer and hockey competitions. The decisions follow the IOC's request that international sports federations keep Russian athletes out of events they organize. Meanwhile, the Canadian Paralympic Committee wants Russian and Belarusian athletes excluded from the upcoming Paralympic Winter Games. The CPC is asking for a special assembly of International Paralympic Committee members to be organized as soon as possible to consider revoking the memberships of Russia and Belarus from the IPC. The Paralympics start Friday in Beijing. Katrina LeMay-Doan is going to be with us down here tomorrow at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. She was the chef de mission for Team Canada at the Beijing Games, and we're all very excited to get her take on the Russian-Ukraine situation as it relates to international sporting competition. And the Winnipeg Jets open a 4-game homestand tonight against the streaking Montreal Canadiens. Montreal comes in having won 5 in a row. Jets coming off a 5-3 win over Arizona on Sunday. This sports update brought to you by Ballers Rec Room. Check out our brand new line of games. For the Tap Brewhouse and drive-through liquor store, and for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. Alex Campbell says, Rod, my mistake. Makeup date is March 2nd for the Pats and Wheat Kings. Yeah, that fits right in with the type of day that we've had. Excited to have Don Andrews on next. You're going to love this interview. Like I said, if you don't know his face, you'll know his voice. He is the voice of Pallas Athena's Fight Club and a lot of other things. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, live from Grey Eagle, live streaming on YouTube. And also catch our podcast wherever you enjoy your favorite podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital GMC for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or reserve a unit that's already on its way. Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital GMC in Regina.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
It is another beautiful day out here on the gateway to the foothills, Sutina Nation, Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. And you know what? The very first night I was here, the Pallas Athena's Women's World Fight Championships were going on. It was a time. And Don Andrews was announcing it, and he is our next guest from Pallas Athena's Fight Club. But also, if you look him up, hey, Don, good to see you, brother. How you doing out there on the West Coast today?
I'm good, Rod. Thanks for having me on again. It's nice to see you.
Absolutely. Before we go any further, I'm just reading your bio from Twitter for our viewers that don't know. Voice talent. Voice of the Vancouver Whitecaps, Vancouver Warriors, BC Lions, fill in with the Vancouver Canucks, and also Rugby World Sevens, Canada Sevens. So I said to the viewers before he came on, if you don't know his face, you'll definitely know his voice. And I said to the guys, what are we chatting about with Don today? And they said, just a recap of Pallas Athena's Women's World Fighting Championship 1 and what's next.
Yep.
And let's talk about that if you don't mind, because you know what? Here in Calgary, you haven't been back, I don't think, since that night. They're still talking about that night. There were some great fights.
Terrific. Yeah, it was a good night for an opening night for a new organization, and for them to really be in a position that they were in to try and put on a show in the midst of restrictions and limitations, and they did really well. They did really well. I'm glad they're still talking about it in Calgary because the show was good.
Well, there was a ton of Calgary sports celebrities here, if you don't mind. There was Stampeders people, there was Flames people, a ton of media people. I don't know if you saw that because you were in the ring announcing it and stuff.
Yep.
It was pretty cool to be in the cage with Cyborg, too, wasn't it? What did you think about Chris Cyborg and the role she filled that night?
It's pretty cool. Felicia Spencer, Christina Cyborg, you hear about all these people, and then you get to meet them, and then you get to work with them, and it's just that much cooler.
Yeah, you and I were sitting there at the after party, and she was buzzing around over there. And there was a few things running through my mind. One was looking at you, Don, saying, how does such a big voice come out of such a little guy? You must have gotten that a few times in your life, I would think.
At least once or twice, yeah. It's my favorite things when I meet people. I'll talk to them on the phone. And you know how it is. You talk to somebody, and you always have an image in your mind. And then you meet someone, and the general look that I get when I meet people is, oh, okay.
I know. So do I. And you never really know what they're thinking, right? So we're on to talk about Pallas Athena's here tonight, today, the Fight Club. Do you know what's next? I mean, that particular night, COVID interrupted it, right? It wasn't as big a crowd as they could have held. You know, they could have filled the event center here if they were allowed. The fights were great. What's on the horizon for this? Yeah, what's on the horizon for this Fight Club that you know?
Well, fortunately enough, I had a conversation yesterday with the minds behind PAWFC, and they have given me the opportunity to release some information, but not all of the information. So it's nice to know that there's a buzz still around this because it's been over a month. Everybody can mark early August on your calendar. That's the best information I can give for right now, is that early August, we are coming back to Calgary.
Wow. My mind's racing here right now. And I don't think people understand. And because you're in the fight game, you should tell the viewers that you can't just throw one a month, one every 2 months. These fighters need a long time to train and prepare and to pull something like this together. Like, for instance, let's talk about that card that was here last month. Those fighters were from all over the globe. Yeah, just talk about what goes behind the scenes putting something like this together.
Well, the logistics alone of bringing people in, again, you're faced with all these limitations. We're in a situation where, we're having a difficult time enough being around the people that are in our own cities. Never mind bringing people in from France and from Brazil and from Europe and stuff. So they were faced with some pretty hardcore challenges. And I think they did a really good job. I think they did very well considering all the circumstances and all of the little pieces that have to come together to have people come from a foreign country. Unfortunately, as we know, there were a couple of fights that didn't happen because of traveling because of fighters that were traveling from such far distances. They ran into a few issues and there were a few problems, but for the most part, with how it all went together, they did great. They did really great.
Oh, yeah, and the fights were close. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I dabble in combat sports. It's not my main thing. The reason they had fighters from all over the globe was that there's just not that many high-caliber female fighters on this continent to pull a card together. Am I right in that? Was that part of the reason why it was global?
I think so. I think, the other part of it, too, is you're looking at drawing in an international audience. And it never hurts for you to have, you're not going to bring 15 fighters in from Europe, and you're not going to bring 10 fighters in from South Asia or from Asia or things like that. But if you can draw some interest, if you've got 4 people or 4 fighters coming from Brazil and one coming from France and potentially one coming from, an Asiatic country of some kind, then you're drawing all that interest in and you're allowing the outsiders the opportunity to watch your show. And especially being a new organization, you want as many eyes on it as possible. So it was beneficial for them. I am sure that it lends to the fact that there isn't an enormously deep talent pool in North America necessarily. I know that we've got lots of talent in BC and in Alberta and in basically across Canada. There's lots of talent in each province, but I would think that they're looking at a more of an international audience too, which will obviously help with their brand.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's certainly nothing wrong with going global that way. A lot of other leagues and clubs are trying to find a way to do that, and Pallas Athena's just jumped right in head first and did it. By the way, I just want to thank you for the night of the after party where you led me through the darkness there. You're like, this is the owner of it. He's a cool guy. This is this person. This is that person. I appreciated that, Don. That was a lot of fun. Just 2 last things.
Happy to do it. They're really nice people. They're a really great group of people. And they run a good organization.
Yeah, there's no very welcoming. It's a nice group to be associated with. And like I say, they're still talking about it in Calgary. I'm running with the sports crowd, but maybe we can get it outside the sports crowd and fill up this place. Hey, Canucks spanked in New Jersey last night, 7-2. Where is Don Andrews on the Vancouver Canucks right now?
They're looking good. They're looking good. It's a weird thing. You go into New York and you beat the Rangers. The Rangers are playing okay. You beat Calgary the night before, and it's you're looking down the barrel of this, and you're thinking to yourself, well, this is moving in the right direction. And then unfortunately, they go for a matinee in New Jersey, and they kind of fall apart. I'm being polite, but they look good. It's just there's some inconsistencies.
Off the top of this, and this is my last question, I rattled off all of your duties as an announcer, and you heard it. And the Vancouver Warriors are in that. Tell me about what you love about the NLL, and as an announcer, how that's different, that sport, than the others that you announce?
So the number one thing about the NLL is that it's a big party. If you've ever been to a basketball game or to a lacrosse game, it's just a constant party. The party starts and it really never stops. There's music playing, the fans are into it, and it's challenging because a hockey game is great. A hockey game is great, and you're paying attention. And even sometimes you get 6 or 8 goals or 7 or 8 goals, that sort of thing. In the last lacrosse game I did, we had 28 goals. So there's a lot more going on. It's a lot more challenging. You've got to pay attention a whole lot more. But it's so different from the other sports in that it's just constantly moving. Hockey has a tendency to stop and reset itself every once in a while, for lack of a better term. There's times where lacrosse is just constantly going, and you got to keep up.
Yeah, it's not my favorite sport, but it's top 3 right now. I think NLL, just lacrosse and the league itself. Nothing's ever going to beat hockey, and football's pretty deep in here too. But Don, I hope that we chat before August. But thanks for dropping the news today, and it's always good to see you, man. Hope things are well out there on the West Coast.
We're doing great. Thank you for having me. Anytime you want to talk Pallas Athena, anytime you want to talk hockey, anytime you want to talk lacrosse, I'm here for you. I appreciate you having me on, Rod.
The great Don Andrews. Give him a follow on Twitter at Don's Voice. Overtime's next, everybody. We'll be back to Grey Eagle right after this. You're watching on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital GMC for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or reserve a unit that's already on its way. Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital GMC in Regina.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital Ford for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or check out our in-stock F-150s on the lot right now. Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
It's overtime, and it's brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace, your home for the NHL and the UFC. And this Saturday night, a big UFC card. Get down to the Four Seasons Sports Palace, 909 Arcole Avenue East in the Queen City to get your spot early. The Moose is here, but I said, just take it off, Moose. I can handle this the rest of the way. We don't have a lot of time. And a note to Mission Control, producer Clark. I'm going to do a Great Western Ultra update. So just get ready for that. I want to read a couple of comments here in viewer takeover. Ron Thompson in Calgary writing, he says, morning Rod, Moose and crew. We are lucky to live in Canada. Go Flames. Really big game tonight. Minnesota Wild home to the Calgary Flames. I think the ratings will be very high. People have caught fire with Flames fever here. It's like it was always there simmering. But they're going nuts about the Calgary Flames right now. Scott Stanley text again. He's watching on Game Plus TV in St. Paul, Alberta. And he says, Rod, I'm 100% behind you on your stance on the Russian players in the NHL. But on a side note, wouldn't you love to see a face-to-face meeting between Kiev Mayor Vitaly Klitschko and Putin? Might only last 10 seconds. Now, the Kiev Mayor is cool and clearly in shape, but Vladimir Putin is clearly psycho. And when you're dealing with a crazy person, you just never know. And I don't mind saying that because I watch the CNN. I'm watching the news networks. I don't want to, but I am. And they're saying Putin is clearly unstable. That's a concern. But it's interesting, all of our viewers texting in from Alberta. It's been a great stay out here. I'm going to tell you, they've been so nice to us. I can't thank them enough. Okay, Clark, are you ready with a Great Western update, ultra update here? Okay, I'm just trying to find the read here. Oh, and we're underway. Where the heck did it go? Hang on. Did you start it? You might need to restart it. Yeah. I don't know what I just did. Here it is. Okay. And whenever you're ready, let's go with the Great Western Update. It is Tuesday, and that means it's time for another edition of The Good, The Great, and The Ugly. And for this today, we're looking at the big-time sports. First, the good. Believe it or not, it's the Toronto Raptors. After a shaky start, Canada's NBA team has caught fire, including a 133-97 drubbing of the Brooklyn Nets last night in Brooklyn. The Raps have climbed into a playoff spot and don't appear to be slowing down. Gone are the heroes like Kyle Lowry and Kawhi Leonard, but it's a team back on the rise, and it's nice to see. FYI, my favorite Raptor is Gary Trent Jr. Next, the great. I have to say, it's the love for the sport of hockey in this country. I'm still in Calgary, and this town's been buzzing for a month over Thursday's visit by the Montreal Canadiens to the Saddledome. The Habs are at Winnipeg tonight, and the Manitoba Capital's been buzzing for a long time about that game, too. The Canadiens are dead last in the East, second worst overall in the NHL, but the Saddledome's going to be filled with those annoying fans chanting, "Ole, ole, ole, ole." Same for Canada Life Centre. It's been a miraculous fall from grace for the Bleu Blanc Rouge, but their fans are sticking with them. It's nice to see. And finally, the ugly. You likely wouldn't know it, but Major League Baseball is in a lockout, which is somewhere around 90 days. They began it in December with the hopes that they would have it resolved in time for pitchers and catchers to report in mid-February. Nope. And it really hit home on Monday when the Blue Jays were supposed to take on the Yankees in Florida, but the game was canceled. You'd think with COVID and now a war, the players and owners could figure out how to split a generous pie. But once again, greed is winning the day. The old adage remains true. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
How about that?
I like it. Thank you, Rick Regan. That is your Great Western Original 16 Ultra Update. It's an original 16 to fit your active lifestyle, a superior taste with only 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. Taste without compromise. Pick up at a store near you today. BW writes in, watching on YouTube, says, great show. You guys made it work. See ya. Last minute. Hello? Somebody was talking to me in my ear. I feel like I'm going to do a swan dive into the buffet, Moose.
I like it.
Off the air. Bob Jericho, watching on YouTube, says, I've been to lacrosse games. It's not my favorite either. There's a lot of drunks partying the whole time. Didn't care for it. Hockey and football a lot better. Hey, I'll give you credit for at least trying it. 7 years sober here. The drinking doesn't bother me. If it did, I'd leave. Although, maybe these teams could do worse than to have a sober section. Shoot, we had it for years in football, in the CFL. But I'll just give you credit for giving it a try. Tomorrow, Katrina LeMay-Doan from the Canadian Olympic Committee, right here at Grey Eagle. We'll see you tomorrow, noon Eastern, here on Game Plus. We don't know what we're doing.
Oh, good one, Rod.